because I know that several people weren't able to hop on this. But welcome to our weekly team call, and I am very pleased to announce Miss April Keever as our guest coach, trainer, speaker, beauty on the call. She is going to go over team cycle bonuses. If you're not sure what it is, you will know after this call. April is a 4-star coach, soon to be 5-star qualifying. She's been in this business how long now?
Since 2010, but I didn't start working the business until about 2012. So
yeah. Isn't that funny? Because I started 2008 and I didn't start really working it until 2010. It's like a 2-year.
Yeah,
thing.
I was a discount coach for 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the mic over to April. Make sure you guys are all muted so that she has a clear line. And if I need to, I'll just hop on board to tell anybody that comes on to mute their line. Save your questions for afterwards and take a lot of notes, guys. This is really an important topic, and I am very appreciative that she's on this call for us. So take it away, girl.
Awesome. Well, thanks you guys for, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because I have a little thing for you guys to see. So thank you for attending tonight. A little bit about myself, like Opie said, I've been a coach since 2010, and I didn't start working in the business till about 2012, and even then I dabbled in it. So a lot of the stuff that I've learned has been in like the last year, 2 years. There wasn't a lot of training when I first started as a coach as far as like understanding the business side of it all. And maybe there was, but I didn't ask, or maybe I didn't even want to know, or it was just too far over my head. But we were fortunate enough to have a meeting a couple years ago with Chris Reed, and he's in Texas. And he explained one day in front of us at dinner with like, pretend these are sugar packets, but literally had sugar packets on the dinner or on the table at the restaurant, showing us how cycle bonus worked. And it was my light bulb moment. I'm thinking, why did I not know about this earlier? Because it would have completely changed the way that I viewed my business and helped me understand how to actually earn an income that isn't dependent on me selling a challenge pack. And so that's kind of what we're going to go over today, is how cycle bonus works, why volume matters, and how you earn your like substantial income, and how most coaches are not earning from challenge pack sales, but it comes from what their team is doing. So that's the topic for tonight. Let's go to, okay, the requirements to participate in the team cycle bonus. Number one, always, no matter what, and if you're on this call, you're most likely active coach, but you always want to be active coach. In fact, as an active coach, everything that happens underneath you and your volume on your sides and your business sides, you start to I guess volume starts to occur and it starts to accumulate in your business, whether you get to use it or not. So if you have built up a bunch of volume from stuff that other coaches underneath you are doing, and you go inactive for whatever reason, it's gone. Wiped clean. So you don't ever want that to happen. So the first and most important thing is active. Being active as a coach is super important. The second part is being an Emerald coach. And so there's always a push as a new coach is to get to Emerald so that you can participate in the team cycle bonus, which is above and beyond earning a commission, because as just a coach, you only get what you earn from your own sales to your customers. Nothing else. And then you have to actually have volume in order to get the cycle. So there's some weeks as a new coach that I just didn't have volume on one side or the other because I was new that week, that I didn't cycle. And even then, if I look back at it, I didn't even know that I wasn't cycling. I didn't understand it. So my job is going to explain that to you. All right. So team cycle bonus, what that is it pays out weekly. And it's all in ratio of your weak volume versus your strong volume. And it doesn't matter. You'll hear coaches say, well, my weak side is my right side or my left side. It doesn't matter what side your weak side is on or your strong side is on. So you just need to know one side is going to have less volume, and that's your weak side. The side that has more volume is your strong side. And as they always suggest to coaches that you want it to be as balanced as possible. And as I get into this, I'll explain to you why mine is so not balanced. It's not really, it's just where I was placed. The team cycle bonus is where your life-changing income comes from. So, for example, coaches that are making $20,000, $30,000 a week, and yes, that happens, are not doing it because they are really good at selling challenge packs. At $30 a pop, they are not, or $60, whatever the challenge pack commission is, that's not where their income is coming from per week. It's coming from building a team and having their coaches on their team build a team and building up volume that will help them cycle more. So essentially, as a coach, you want to build your team, and it will naturally build your income just by default. So as your team grows and you start to add coaches and things like that, their personal orders alone will start to add to your volume. And then another tool that you can really take advantage of, and it's kind of new, is the leadership ladder. And I've obsessed with this thing lately because it lets me know, how many coaches have hit Success Club, how many, what my volume was the last month and what it is now. So if I want to keep track of my progress to make sure that my business is growing, I can look at last month's commission income. I can look at last month's volume and see, am I matching it or am I growing? Because essentially you always want it to be growing, because if you're going up and if you're not moving, you're going to eventually go back down. So you have to be constantly be adding to your business as you're going. All right, next thing. How do you figure it out? So I'm going to show you the math on this. And so you may or may not have watched the video that Michael Neiman did with the action figures. And I don't know if you've seen that one or not. It was cute and clever. I learned it on sugar packets. Some of them were sweet and low, some of them were stevia. It didn't really matter, but I learned, and it was like a visual for me. So this is an example of a volume, of what a left volume and a right volume could be on any given week for any coach. And so, and I don't know what your volume situations are, and I actually might, during this call, have you glance at them so we can kind of figure it out for you. But you're going to look at your volume and see what your left and your right is. And then you're going to write down the stronger side. And then it's a 2-to-1 ratio or a 200-to-100 ratio. So every time you subtract 200 from the stronger side and you subtract 100 from the other side here, that's one cycle. So that's for that particular week, this person, that they would get at least one cycle that week, and we'll go through all of them. And it's $14, $16, or $18 depending on your rank. So 14 for Emerald, 16 for Ruby, and $18 for Diamond. Even as a 4, 5, 10-star Diamond coach, you still earn $18 per cycle. So that doesn't change. Obviously, the volume is significant, but that dollar amount as you're a Diamond coach and above doesn't change per cycle. So after you subtracted one cycle's worth, which is the 2-to-1, 200-to-100 ratio, you're left with 1,030 and 337. So you're going to subtract 200 and 100 again, and you get to cycle twice. So you've cycled one, that's $14. You've cycled again, that's another $14. That's a $28 cycle bonus so far. And there's still some left over. There's still points left over. So you go through that again, which is subtracting 200 from that strong side and 100 from the weak, and now you cycle 3 times. There's still enough left over for you to cycle 4 times. So you subtract 200 again and 100 again, and that leaves you with 4 cycles that week. Because your weak side is only 37, there's not enough to cycle. There's not enough 200 to 100 ratio to cycle another time. So the most that this coach is going to cycle that particular week would be 4 times. And so if they were an Emerald coach, that would be $56 that they would earn just in the cycle bonus. And so when you're looking at your volume, you think, well, one side's really strong, and why am I not cycling? It really comes down to building your weak side, because you as coaches are responsible for building your weak side. The rest of the coaches in OFI's probably I don't know where you guys are placed, but have constantly been adding to the outside leg of your business. but it's that inside leg that you're in charge of, and that's where all of your income usually is going to come from, is that whatever side it may be, but that weak side. And so this particular coach is going to cycle 4 times, and there's not enough left. That extra leftover, the leftovers, does go into a pool that you can potentially use. That's a whole topic for a whole other day, so we're not going to get into that right now. But this coach is going to cycle 4 times and get $56 because she's building a team, or he is building a team, and they are gradually getting volume up, and that's an extra $56 that they get just because their team and their team's coaches and their customers are doing something. So you can see that as those numbers go up and as more coaches are on that weak leg, the strong is always going to go up, and then the weak is what you're kind of in charge of alone. You're going to cycle more often. So that's just one example of how you can figure it out and why the math works. So that's how Beachbody figures it out. It's a 200 on one side, 100 on the other side. And these could be flip-flopped. Like that 1230 could be on that person's left side, and the 437 can be on that person's right side. The sides don't matter. It's just a strong and a weak. So one's going to be higher than the other. All right, this is the way that I figure out mine. In my situation, I don't know, Ophi, where you're placed in your business, because you're probably strong volume is out of control. But this was one of my weeks a couple of weeks ago, and my left volume was 46,682. And clearly, I didn't come close to matching that on my weak side, but it was still a really good week for me. And so that was 9,600, almost 10,000. So what I do, because there's no way for me to kind of even have to even worry about going that 200, 100, 200. I divide my weak side by 100, and that lets me know how many times I'm going to cycle. So because if it was 10, it's almost 97. I did cycle 96 times. So 96.27 divided by 100 was 96 times $18 per cycle. And for that particular week, that was $1,728 in cycle bonus. So that doesn't include like any sales that I would have made from existing Shakeology orders, or any challenge pack sales, any new coach signups, anything like that. That was just because of what my team was doing. So when you're looking at how do I even get close at all to making a difference financially for, say, my family, as far as that consistent income where you don't have to be going at midnight going, I just need to get another challenge pack, I need to make another $30, which is how we all start. But you can kind of take a little bit of the pressure off of yourself, because you know the income's you're constantly growing, but for me, there's not as much pressure now. I can work on building my team and helping them succeed, which automatically will add to my volume, because if they're growing, I'm growing. And so that was a really cool week for me. I really liked that week. And that doesn't include any matching bonuses. Like if your coaches hit something, then you get a matching bonus too. It's never a lot, but that was a really cool week. So that's just the way that I figure it. I take my weak side and I divide it by 100, and that's how many times I'm going to cycle. Now, if you're under like 1,000 or under, you can kind of figure it out. It's like 9, for every 100 you're gonna cycle. So I just divide that weak side by 100, and that gives me, it's 100% every time. I'm dead right on when I'm going to cycle. So come Wednesday night, like tonight, I can look at my volume. It may go up a few hundred or so, sometimes depending on the sale or the end of the month or whatever is going on within the business. You can kind of see if there's a new product. Wednesday night, it might jump up 4, 5, 6,000, even 1,000 by midnight. But by the time I go to bed, which is usually early, I know for the most part what my cycle bonus is going to be the next day. And so that's kind of nice to know going into it. That's what I'm going to earn. You can kind of figure out you earn 25% commission on all of your challenge pack sales. And so you can kind of figure that out, knowing what you're going to get, what your paycheck should be. And it also helps you kind of plan and look at, what are my goals financially? What are my goals for my team? What kind of growth do I want to see between now and the end of the year? So I'm going to go back to this slide, or the one, I'm going to open this up. Do you guys have any questions about these two slides, this slide and the slide before, on how to figure that out? Or does it make complete sense?
You're making a lot of sense, I think. You guys you have any questions, guys?
I don't. I understand completely.
Okay. I'm a numbers person. Like, I like it. You know what I mean? I like to visualize and see it. Our upline coach is not necessarily a numbers person. So it wasn't her thing to teach us that. And so when she brought somebody else in to do that, I was like, thank you, Lord. So I always make sure that I teach my coaches now so they understand how it works. Because it just, once you get it, once you understand how to even grow that part of it all, it makes placing people and things like that makes much more sense. All right. The next slide. Okay. So building a team really matters. When you're placing when you start it as a coach and you're just trying to get to like Emerald, and then you're trying to get to Diamond, because most people skip Ruby, you have to place a certain amount of coaches on each side. And then once you have a stable, like, strong side of the number of coaches, then you start to really want to like build up your weak side and start adding your coaches to your weak side. And now coaches always play this game, not really a game, but it's a strategy more so of, currently right now, do I need more income, or do I need to advance rank? Do I need more volume so that I can cycle more, or do I need to advance rank? And so when you're going towards that next above Diamond step, you have to be kind of strategize where you place coaches, because they might potentially build your team to a star team. Like, I have, for example, 4 Diamond coaches on my weak side, and I have 1 on my left. So that only makes me 4-star, even though I have 5 Diamond coaches. So it's just a balancing act. So right now, I am personally working towards getting that 1 coach to go Diamond. Like, that's my focus. But as you're building your team, you get your stable, strong side where you have more than 4 coaches, because who knows what will happen if somebody just drops off and you can lose rank. But you have, like, say, I don't know what the rule of thumb is the number, but you might want like 6, at least 7, and then start to really build that weak side. And you'll start to see your volume go up and up and up, and then work with those coaches, the ones that really want to work the business, and help them build, and spend your time helping them build, because it will help you in the long run. And that's the kind of income, the cycle bonus is the kind of income where you can go on vacation and be like, oh, I just made $2,000 this week. I don't know about you, but that's awesome. Like, I'm not making what Julie Boris makes. I don't know if I ever will, but I think that's awesome to know that I can earn that kind of income and not be in a 9-to-5 kind of job. And at the end of the day, it's not selling purses or toothpaste or whatever it may be, or mascara. Nothing wrong with that. I really like that mascara, but don't put me in your challenge group. It's life-changing stuff. So when you think at the end of the day, when you're helping your coaches, when you help them help other people, it not only helps them physically, but it helps that coach financially, and then it helps you. It's just like this awesome circle thing where you get health and financial, and it's just amazing. It's just magic. So when you build your team, that's where you'll start to see that magic happen, and that volume happen, and that income start to increase. In the beginning, your coaches might be a discount coach, and that volume does add up. I was a discount coach for 2 years. I don't remember exactly when Julie was like, hey, do you want to do this or not? And I don't know if she said it like that, but probably. I just one day decided I was gonna, after Super Saturday, I was like, I think I should do this. And so I was a discount coach forever, but she never like brushed me off or anything. So those coaches do matter. You never know when the light bulb's gonna turn on for them. So don't exclude them from anything, and that volume will start to increase. As as you're building your volume and in your weak side, that try to like set a small goal. Like, so if this last week you had a weak side volume of 400 and next week you want to go for 500, but have a benchmark so that you know that you're working towards something, as opposed to just saying, I just want to increase my volume. Well, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like by 50, by 2, by, well, like how much? So like set a goal, because that will inspire you automatically to help your coaches more and give them the tools and the inspiration, the motivation to help them with their teams. And then, like I said earlier before, as you focus on your team, and this is what probably, I got asked this a couple weeks ago, how did you go from like 1-star to 4-star? Like, well, 1 time, but 2, I devoted my time towards my coaches. And in that process, I went from 1 to 4 fairly quickly. And then my income the volume just keeps growing and growing and growing, and what's happening on our team, and not even my coaches, but their coaches and their coaches, it's just so cool. So when you focus on your team and helping others, your volume is naturally by default gonna grow. There's no way around it. So that's all I have about the cycle bonus. I know it can be confusing for some and make perfect sense. So if you guys have questions, or if you feel like that I'm just been rambling for the last 30 minutes, I'm going to open that up to you guys to ask any questions.
Any questions, guys?
I don't really have any questions. I guess I didn't realize the difference between even being a coach for almost 2 years now, strong and weak. I always thought that my weak leg was always my right, no matter what my points were, and my strong leg was always my left leg, no matter what my volume was. So that was like, my mind just blew.
Yeah, the sides don't matter, because you might have a coach that has a really strong right side, and it really depends on where you were placed naturally. Like my strong side is in Julie Boris's weak leg. Her 2nd, 3rd, and 4th business center are underneath me. That's why my volume's like 46,000, whatever. Like, I would love to be able to match that one week. That would be,
yeah, no doubt.
like, we just won the lottery. But yeah, so that's why that's so wow. And Ophi, you're just probably crazy too. So I don't know where you're at in the business.
It gets crazy, and I get, my right leg is, I'm on Julie's right in her first center, and I also get volume from Janelle Summers and Mindy Lawhorn. So I get,
that's probably really bad.
Yeah, I get, yeah. So my left leg on my first center is weaker, but it's built up, and you're right. You know, you can't discount coaches. They help with your volume. But
yeah. Go ahead.
I had a quick question. Do you know what the maxes are? Because I know you max out for cycle bonuses for like an Emerald. You can't make more than 250 in a week, I think, for Emerald, right?
Oh, I thought it was more than that.
For cycle bonuses?
Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was higher than that. Maybe it's 2,000 per diamond.
I think and that's where I had this discussion with somebody. I think that's where the importance of advancing in rank is, because if you're like at 2-star, I think your max for cycling is 2,000 or 3,000, something like that per week.
Yeah.
And then, but if you go on to 3-star, you can make like $1,000 more for cycling.
Yeah. And most of the time, like, people, I don't know many coaches that are like, I mean, obviously you have like your 15-star diamonds and all that other stuff that do max out. The majority of coaches are not going to even have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're maxing out on your volume, then we need help. We need to help you as far as getting those customers to coaches and helping those other, I mean, you would naturally, automatically start building more, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine you went advanced rank naturally, just by default. So I would say most coaches don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Because the uplines of these coaches that are serious coaches are going to help those coaches get there.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, and also you have to remember, coaches, is that when you reach 2-star diamond, you can open up another franchise, another center, and the whole team cycle bonus thing works for that too. You know, so
Yeah, what I did at Summit is I placed all of my orders, everything that I bought at Core went through my second business center, which is in my weak leg, and it gave me volume. I actually cycled on my own order from the Core because I put all that stuff under my second business center. Gave me a lot of volume, like on the cookbooks, and not everything had volume, but like the workouts, and I can't remember what else I bought, like the performance stuff. All that stuff added volume to my weak side because it's my second business center. So actually there's like, I'm April Keeper up here, but I'm April Keeper down here too. That's my second business center. Everything was placed in that bottom business center and gave me volume. So I ended up earning I think I earned like $60. I bought too much stuff off of my own orders.
Yeah.
So,
which is cool.
It is cool. It's a little strategy that comes into play when you start to really build. And it's like putting your spouse on your weak leg. It's a whole other business center that you can control and put orders through that spouse, like additional orders. Like if you want something else, like that's above and beyond your normal Shakeology, you would want to put that underneath your spouse if it's on your weak leg, so that you can cycle off your own personal order technically. So
yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, let's say, like for example, you had like 1,700 or almost 2,000 that one week, right? And then your second center, you can cycle and you might have 500. So there you have, for 1 week, you've made $2,500, which is off the cycle bonuses only. So that's just crazy money.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think that kind of money to me, and when I first started, $200 was awesome. I was like, sweet. I was a stay-at-home mom, like $200, I can pay like something off. I mean, like pay something with that. And, but now like as it's grown, like $1,500 a week I love that. Like,
I can see how easily you can make $10,000 to $15,000 a month in this business. Easy.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know,
and that is,
go ahead, girl.
I was gonna say, and that doesn't include like quarterly bonus once you're 2-star and above, and you get to play that game of, you get like 0.5% of what the company did that quarter, divided by, I don't know, whatever, but it was almost $800 for 2-star this last time, which right before Summit was awesome. So I got free $800. Well, it's not free. I mean, I worked for it kind of, and then I spent it all at the Core. But then I earned $60 off that order because it was in my second business center. So it was like I got it for free. Right? And I got Kohl's cash too, I think, from that.
Yeah.
I have a question. And you sort of talked about it. I'm getting ready to get my hubby in on my as a coach. So you do recommend on your weak leg?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because it's volume. I mean, I didn't know this when I first signed my husband up, and he's a diamond coach on my team. And I can't move him because he's the one that keeps me 4-star because he's on that side. I wish I would have known ahead of time to put him on my weak leg. And so I could cancel him and do whatever, but it's at this point, there's no reason to. So, he's on my strong side. I wish he was on my weak side. So if you can put him on your weak side, do that.
Yeah, actually it'd be perfect on my weak side because I have a hole there right now. So.
Oh yeah. And the sooner you can sign your spouse, the higher up in your business center, because if you do eventually build your husband's team like I have, my husband can cycle because he's up higher. Like he is directly underneath me. Mm-hmm. So if I would wait, all those coaches that are doing stuff in here, mm-hmm. he doesn't benefit from. But because he's right underneath me, he actually benefits from that volume more also than being way down here in the line. So when you're thinking about that, the quickest way to emerald is to sign your best friend, your mom, and your husband, or your spouse, because that you're there. You have the people that you love the most in the highest point of your business center, and then anything else you can benefit from. And I know when I first started, it was like, oh, I have to buy extra this and that and Shakeology, and I was just figuring it out. But he's a diamond coach, and I don't always order Shakeology. Sometimes I order a refresh for him or something else. And so if I don't need Shakeology, then I order a refresh, or now that the supplement line's out, I will order that. So I keep him active, but he doesn't actively work the business. So
Cool.
he likes to claim it. He likes prizes for working in the business, but he doesn't do anything. He's like, "Where's my diamond prize?" I'm like, "Here's your t-shirt." Yeah,
Awesome.
any other questions?
No?
All right.
That was
I learned a lot today. I'm really excited. Like, you totally changed my focus. Like, I'm really excited because I'm like, I was so challenge packed and centered and that sort of thing. And now I'm like, wait, I'm working it the wrong way now. Now I gotta, and I like it that way. I can do
Well,
that.
what I do, and I think a lot of veteran coaches now that are really working the business, is get to your Success Club 5 as soon as possible. Like the first few days of the month, hit 5, then help your team hit it, because that will help you increase volume. So I don't know where you are, what rank you are as a coach or anything like that, but I, as a new coach, it took me forever. And there were some nights where I was like midnight trying to like scramble to get that last person in there. It was a lot of pressure. So if you kind of like get that handled first in the beginning of the month, it takes pressure off. You're still inviting, you're still doing all the 3 vital behaviors, but you actually get to like kind of enjoy the process of helping your team, as opposed to being like, somebody said they were going to say yes, and they haven't said yes, and I sent them a left, and blah, 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 and then all of a sudden, now they said no, so, which that happens, but.
Yeah, Success Club 5 is like, should be like that target, that thing in your head on the last week of the month or the second to the last week of the month that you're already gearing up for who you're going to follow up with, so that you hit Success Club 5 by at least, the 10th of the month. Because once you do that, you can breathe.
I panic like the first 4 or 5 days. It sucks at my house. I'm like, it's like the 2nd of September, and I have it aware of like because I just want it done and over with, and I can breathe, and it's more fun then. But I have my own personal goal of Success Club 10 every month, because I like the Success Club leads. That's like an extra, like, it used to be not as much, but now it's like $30, $60 a week.
Right.
So that you get just from being Success Club 10.
And then, are you elite? Are you on the road to being elite?
I am, which is no pressure at all.
Yeah, no pressure, girl. Because also, if you're an elite coach and you hit Success Club 5 or 10 every month, the following year you get like a bonus or something, right? You get like
if you're in the top 200, you have to be in the top 200. Yeah, I found that out. Because there's more than 200 elite coaches, but it's the top 200 elite coaches that get an extra $500 bonus every month. So I'd just be happy to be elite. Like, I'm not even worried about that other.
Yeah. And you know what? Success Club points, when you sign up a coach with a challenge pack, that's Success Club points right there too. And you're building your team, and you're building your volume. Sometimes I don't mind if I don't get that commission. You get that fast start bonus though, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I don't mind if I don't get that commission from the challenge pack. I would much rather build my team and my volume and get that Success Club point, those Success Club points.
Oh yeah. Like, I just need to hit Success Club, and then I can focus on my team and helping them get Success Club. So
yeah, for sure.
And do you guys track your invites and all that other stuff? You guys do that? Yes. Okay. Our team just did I just did a Zoom call with my team on tracking with Excel, and that's helped me out. Even this last month, I'm like, oh, it's like.
I had Tracy Warren talk to us about Asana.
Oh, what is that? I forget.
Project management type of app or software or whatever, and it's sort of similar to Evernote in a way, right? Kind of with folders and projects and stuff. But she presented a really good.
Did you record it?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to like watch that from you.
Yeah, I'll share it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on our team page. It's on the Concurrent.
Yeah, I'll send her the link because
Okay.
yeah, Mika.
I just use Excel because I can get to it. I mean, I don't know if it's an app on your phone, but I like to be able to like get to it like through my phone or just see it.
Yeah.
The folder system kind of freaks me out, my folders.
My mind doesn't work that way. I can't figure it out. But I think with Asana, it's easy to figure out.
Okay.
I've already created some folders, and I'm using it on my desktop, not so much on my phone. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So, any other questions, guys? No.
Thanks.
It was amazing, girl. You really
Yeah.
you made it very clear cut and understandable for sure.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad I could help.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being on.
Yes. I mean, we recorded this. Who wants to do the screenshot? Because I don't know how to do this. Who does the screenshot?
It's Control or Command Shift 4.
Is that a Mac?
I'm on a Mac, yeah.
I don't have a Mac.
Let me move my wine.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, smile.
Everybody smile. Ready? Yay!
Yay.
Done. Got it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Cool.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much,
see you guys
girl.
later.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey,
Bye.
Nika, I don't know how to say this. Wait, Nika, don't get off. How do I?
What?
I have the recording on. What do I do?
So it'll do it automatically for you.
Okay,
When you're finished, it'll convert it for you.
and then I can find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask me where it goes, but you'll be able to find it. No, because I mean I don't know where it goes on I search for it on my Mac. I don't have a clue where it puts it, but I go search for it,
Okay. There
and
you
then
go.
I can find it. So
All
that's
right.
it.